Sagittarius, welcome here. It's Robin. Welcome to my channel, AriesFireTarot, guys. Doing your March 2021 bonus tarot card reading. And for this reading, I found this really cool tarot spread. It is called Advice from Archangels, and you guys know how much I love angels, so I thought this one really resonated for me. And when a reading resonates for me, it's going to come through for you guys. So anyway, I had a card fall out of the deck while I was shuffling and chatting with you guys, so I'm going to keep that for the first card, which is going to be the message from Archangel Michael regarding your life purpose. But I just wanted to explain this reading a little bit more for you. This is going to be a general tarot card reading for your sign, Sagittarius, at the time that I pull the cards, okay? So if you're Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, this reading could have a very important message for you. And if it doesn't resonate, definitely check out the moon sign in your chart, okay? So that you can get a little bit more connected to a reading. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoy regardless. Okay, so I'm really excited to see what card floated out of the deck to represent Archangel Michael, and he wants to talk about your life purpose. So let me just put the good tarot down. I'm not sure if I mentioned that's the deck I'm using, but it is. Okay, so I've got this 10 of Air card. So I don't know if you guys have heard me talk about generational curses, or, you know, a feeling of you could be experiencing a journey of what you think is bad luck or bad karma. And there are such things as generational curses. And I'm not going to go into the whole thing here, but it's like your life purpose now is to put an end to any pain that your ancestors experienced. Like it could be like a vow of poverty that was taken in the 14th century, and he was like, I'm gonna say he because it was mostly men, but let's say they, okay, let's say they, and they were like, I take this vow of poverty and bestow it on any future generations. And you're like, thanks, and you're not even aware of it, but you could really struggle to manifest money. And the same could be true, like whatever is going on. If it just seems like nothing ever turns out your way, it's like really people and their strange beliefs. You know, if you watch any sort of historical programming, and like people were like sacrificing people to volcanoes already. So, you know, any sort of promise could be just really bizarre, and people would self-flagellate, you know, just to get the approval of whatever god or, you know, planet that they worshipped. So it's very likely that an ancestor of yours made some sort of vow, attached it to every generation that followed them, and now you're here, and you with your Sagittarius like power, you're very, very strong sign, you're like, no, you know, we're a little bit done with this. You can see all these feathers floating in. So the 10 of Air is equal to the 10 of Swords in other decks, and the 10 of Swords is usually quite a devastating looking card, but you guys are like blowing it all back. So you have the ability to blow back this ancestral curse, okay? And this is going to be your life purpose. I need to write that down. Okie dokes. Okay, so, and this is going to stop this curse, this hex, whatever it was, from flowing through future bloodlines. Even if you have children already, you know, it'll break that cord from the past. So this is quite wonderful that Archangel Michael is going, okay, Sag, any discomfort that you've experienced with your life in an ongoing basis, you know, you could not be finding love, your whatever, money, whatever it is, that probably came from some poor guy or girl or whatever, you know, making a deal. So let's see what Archangel Raphael has to say about your healing. Oh, this is so nice. Okay, so there is something for you guys to heal within your love, okay? I don't have any other deck that has a love card like this. So this is purely balanced. It could be a love of yourself. It could be love from somebody else. You could have a really deep mistrust of other people. This needs to heal. And once you guys understand that you have the power to break this ancient cord curse, this should come a whole lot easier. So you guys might really want to focus on doing things like cord cutting. You know, there's meditations that can do that. I really like, forgot his name, like Power Thoughts Meditation Club, or Alexander or Kenneth Suarez. Their last name is Souras. They do some really good ancestral healing, cord cutting. So it's going to be a little bit of a domino effect. You might want to look at what you look at in your life that repeatedly just sucks, okay? And then fix that. Do those meditations and believe that they're going to work. And then you can heal the love, because it feels like a lack of love for you. It feels like, you know, it feels sometimes that God doesn't love you, or the universe doesn't love you, or you could be just completely unlucky, and that should just follow. That should follow naturally, because you should feel like you're able to breathe with 100% of your lung function. So the next card we're going to look at is going to be your finances, and this card was polite enough to make itself known. So you have the Messenger of Water here, you guys. So your finances could be very tied up with a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio for you. Alternatively, there could be messages that came into you when you were a child, okay? You could have had a really bright idea. You could have been given something as a child, you guys. Some sort of, I don't know, whatever it was. You could have been given a gift, and it could have been, oh, okay. Okay, so if you guys received something as a gift, like a toy or a figurine or a book, and you were very young, and it came from a grandparent or a great-grandparent, oh, and yeah, this came from their great-grandparent. If there is something that was handed down to you, and it feels like it was an heirloom, and you're like really treasure this thing, that thing needs to be cleansed, okay? So you can use like a sage, or, you know, if you believe in salt work, you can do that. You know, if you're a religious person, you might want to consider getting it blessed, you know, if it's possible not to destroy the artifact or the heirloom. You might want to put some holy water on it, like whatever it is that you can do, because it feels like part of this hex or curse or ancient promise is attached to that, okay? Either that, or there was a story being told about somebody that was really, really poor. There's some attachment here, and it's like it's all going to go back to this heirloom. It could be a painting for some of you guys. It could be a piece of clothing. Oh, your grandmother so-and-so made this during the war, you know, something like that. There's either a story or an heirloom that's just messing with the energy, and it's messed with the energy of generations. So you guys can do something about that. Wow. Okay, so let's look at what Archangel Uriel has to say about any action that you need to take, and I'm sure it involves sage, you know. Okay, how many people watch Outlander? Okay, so in the beginning, there's those, and I would call them like druids or witches or something, and they're doing that dance around what looks like a Stonehenge, the stones. There's something that needs to be like really cleansed for you guys. This is the end of a cycle. This is an end of an action cycle. So you guys have been selected, lucky you, by your ancestors and by your future bloodline to please put a stop to this. And you know, not everybody's into magic, but a lot of people are into religion, you know. So I really do see where your spirituality, your beliefs, your awareness of self, you guys could also know somebody that does, you know, whatever it is that they do. Maybe they want to burn incense or something like that. There's some sort of ritual that you guys can really take advantage of right now so that you can end this cycle. And it is like, it's a curse of bad luck, you know, and it was well intentioned when it was talked about by your ancestor, because there was a time where people valued poverty, and that was only because people that were rich wanted their money, you know, and manipulated them into thinking that they were doing the right thing by handing over all their money. Because anyway, before I got in a tax rant for you guys, have you guys done your taxes, by the way? Let's have a look at Archangel Azrael and what he wants you to release. This is really interesting. This is really, really interesting. Okay, so this is the Seven of Earth. Remember I said there could be a story or something like that. And of course, if you're receiving an heirloom or like a painting or like a vintage piece of clothing, there's something else here along with it. There's going to be the story. You know, there could even be a diary, but there's something being whispered to you guys. It could have started your life out on the wrong foot. Excuse me, guys. And it could have literally felt for most of your life that you were out of step with the rest of the world. And you could be a horrible dancer also. Just getting that information. Just because you always felt like you were missing a beat. Maybe you always felt like you were half a step behind the rest of the world. So it's time to release any sort of awe and wonder related. You know, it could have a sentimental value for you, but there's a layer that needs to be peeled back. I'm seeing where you guys are absolutely the chosen one to break this cycle. So it's time to release that so you can start planting your seeds over again with this Seven of Earth. And this is why, it could be why, like any business ventures that you guys have tried, you know, could be why some of you are not winning the lottery, because thank you very much, your ancestor decided that a vow of poverty. And I really do see this as a vow of poverty. And when you take that vow, it's like everything else dwindles away because you can't afford to do anything. Or it could be a vow of chastity, you know. And this is why isn't anybody answering on my Tinder profile or something like that? So it was just this whole, like, hundreds of years of lack that you guys can reverse. Self-expression, you guys. So we have the Hermit card. All right. So do you have 2 9s? No, but you have 2 10s. So that's an angel number 1010. So your self-expression. Okay, it's time to open the door, you guys. It is really just time to fly free. And I just really am getting the message from the angels here to let you guys know that if you're doing any sort of self-blame and wondering why things are just not going the way that you wanted them to in this lifetime, it's absolutely not your fault, which is why you're being called to. You could have this really high self-awareness of your angels, which is why you're here, your God, source, whatever it is that you believe in. You guys are the strongest one. It's probably because you're the most fed up one. Like, when is my life gonna iron out? You know, whose fault is this anyway? You know, why? You know, so really you probably had enough of hermit mode, so you just want to come out and play. And the benefit is that you're going to release any sort of future generations that you have, and that is including people that are already born. Very fascinating reading, you guys. So I'm going to leave it there for you guys. Hope you enjoyed, and peace out. Bye for now. Bye.